Tiny Tales Midnight Stories, Episode 1. The Passenger Who Wasn't There. Okay, so I heard this story from someone I know, and apparently it happened to a night driver. And honestly, after hearing it, I kept thinking about it for days, so I thought of sharing. So, this guy who used to work late nights picking up passengers through one of those ride booking apps. One night, just before heading home, one last booking came through on his phone. He checked the time and just stared at the screen for a second. It was really late, he almost ignored it, but then he thought, one last ride, then I'm done for the day. The pickup point was near an almost empty roadside. When he reached there, he saw an old man standing alone under a dim street light. Must have been like around 70. Nothing unusual about him. Just looked like an elderly man trying to get home late at night. The old man got on and softly gave a destination and the ride started. For a while, everything was completely normal, and then suddenly, the old man says, slow down at the next intersection. Now, if some stranger sitting behind you suddenly tells you how to drive, you'd at least find that a little odd, right? The driver thought that same thing too. He just smiled awkwardly and kept going. And then a second later, the old man quietly says, if you keep this speed, you die tonight. Now, honestly, what do you even say after hearing something like that? The driver later said his hands literally went cold for a second. And this is where the story starts getting really strange. The old man suddenly says, take the left road. The driver looked at the map and immediately got confused because the road clearly showed the road on the right side. But he says, but the road says right. And honestly, even if there wasn't a passenger, he would have taken the right side road anyway because that was also the road toward his home. But the old man just quietly says again, left. He keeps on repeating, left, left, left. The driver hesitated for a moment and then slowly took the left road. At this point, honestly, I probably would have felt uncomfortable too. For the next few minutes, the old man stayed completely silent. And then they reached this dark blank crossing, almost empty. And then suddenly, the old man says, brake, now. Not loudly, not panicking, just calmly, firmly. The driver reacted instantly and slammed the brakes, and literally 1 second later, a massive truck came speeding across the right side road at full speed. That sound alone shocked him. If he had continued onto the right side road like he originally planned, the truck would have hit him. The driver just sat there frozen, trying to breathe. After a few seconds, he quietly says, you saved me. And then he slowly turns around to thank the old man. And then the back seat was empty. Completely empty. No sound, no footsteps, nothing, just silence. The driver later said he couldn't even sleep properly for days after that night. A few days later, he went back to that same area and stopped at a small tea stall near the crossing, and he asked that old man whether accidents happened there often. And the tea stall owner suddenly went quiet and then he said, years ago, an elderly man died there trying to warn riders to slow down. And apparently people around that area still talk about seeing him on certain nights, mostly near that crossing. The fact that passenger disappeared, or the fact that something unseen may have actually saved his life that night. And if you have ever heard stories like this or experienced something strange yourself, let me know in the comments and subscribe to Fanny Tales for more midnight stories. Until then, be careful who rides with you after dark.